Hello everybody, welcome to my new SMB Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so let's start with the DXY as usually we start with it. So what I can see on the monthly chart, we had this monthly bullish candle close. We didn't reject with a false break of this highs here. So we could have that false break, we didn't have that. Okay, so we have that bullish candle close. So on the weekly now, I go to weekly and I saw we have that weekly same highs. As you can see, we have the first high, the second high, then we received the bearish candle close. That was an indication that we could have a double top, but we didn't had that big impulse to the downside. What we did then was that bullish candle close, which is an indication that the bulls are present there and that we can go more to the upside. So if I go now to the daily, then on the daily, we can see we were coming very correctively counter to the trend. So we had that impulse counter to the trend for more upside momentum, actually. So yeah, that's also an indication. And what we can also see, if I go to the line chart, you can see we have here this kind of bullish M here for more upside momentum. And we have that smaller shoulder one, head, shoulder two, inverted and shoulders there sitting at this white zone. And we can see we acted here as resistance, false break of that zone, support, support, and we can have possibly again support with here a double bottom here, same lows. So this is the head. So yeah, this is what I can see. We can also have this ascending trend line holding the price up and this smaller one here also. But what we can see already is we can make that inverted on shoulders, the shoulder one, head shoulder two, we can make. The only thing we need to be careful for is that we have some rejection of these highs here for more downside momentum. So that's what I can see on the DXY, that we can have that inverted and shoulders, and on a 4-hour, then we need to have more development of that trade. Then we need to see that push to the downside, and then we can have here some deceleration in the form of one candle close, the second, the third, and then the fourth for more upside momentum, or a pattern in the form of an inverted and shoulders here, or that bullish M under the previous lower highs. So that's what I can see on the DXY. We need to have there some patience what this will become. So the pairs that I have in mind this week, the first one is USDCAD. So if I go to the monthly chart, what we can see on the monthly, we are at the major supply and demand zone. So we are here at clear support, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So yeah, clear supply and demand zone at this zone. And if I look a little bit closer, we have here this lower high. So we were making lower lows and lower highs here. So what I can see then, I took my horizontal black line at this lower high here, and I can see that the price struggled for months to break this, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then the bullish push above closed, and then immediately we made a bearish candle below. So then we made again the bullish candle above, and now this month, because we are at the beginning of the month, we can have the same false break of that zone. So we can have some more downside momentum because it had a hard time to break this horizontal black line lower high here. So this is what I can see that can happen. So if I go to the weekly, on the weekly, we can see we are at an ascending channel, kind of ascending channel. The price is getting tired for a possible breakout to the downside. And we have here that first touch, second touch, and a possible third touch here for more downside momentum. So what I can also see on the weekly is we had the same highs here with a weekly false break of this weekly highs here with a bearish candle close, 2 bearish candle closes, which is very nice to see. So if I delete this here and I go to the daily chart for a pattern, what we can see is we already made a pattern. We made a pattern within a pattern, the shoulder one, the head, shoulder 2 with a bearish W for more downside momentum, as you can see. So we made a very nice rejection of that daily head and shoulders, daily shoulder 1 zone, and a very big impulse to the downside. So if I go now to the 4-hour, what I can see is we can make here the head and shoulders. So from the daily zone of interest, we touched this zone, we went impulsively to the downside, and what we can see is we have here this possible shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 for more downside momentum. So that's nice to see. So we can put my limit on this 61.80 with my stop loss above this highs here with a conservative stop, 30 pips, and then to the daily TP for around number to the upside is 1.27700, so around 5% here. So that's what I can see on USDCAD. We will see if we go further to the downside or not. So the next pair is EURNZD. So if I go to the monthly chart, what we can see is we have some bullish candle closes. We come from this monthly lows here like this, and we can see we have here also kind of supply and demand, some acting as resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, and here support with here the false break of that zone. So we have multiple monthly bullish candle closes. Then I went to the weekly, and we can see we can make here a bullish M with a bullish candle close. So that's nice. We have a bullish candle close. I can look on the daily chart, and what we can see, we already made here same highs. So we expect same lows, which we did. We rejected from that zone. So now I can see here also the same thing, same highs here, and then the same lows that can happen here. So that's nice to see. And what I'm looking for now on the 4-hour is a deceleration or a pattern. We have also that nice third touch of this descending trend line, very nice aligning. So we have that first touch, second touch, and then the third touch. Oh, sorry, the third touch for the last impulsive move to the upside. So that's very nice. This can play out very nice. So if I look now to the 4-hour chart, you can see I want to see that deceleration forming, because we have also here that natural M daily zone that got tapped. So now I want to see a pattern or deceleration. We have also this nice buying zone, as you can see. This is also clear supply and demand zone. If I throw this 4-hour supply and demand zone, and here we have clear support, resistance, support again, support, very nice impulse, support, resistance, support, very big supply and demand zone that holds very strong. So we have already that small shoulder 1 here also, that head, and that shoulder 2. But I want to see the deceleration because we tapped the daily zone natural M. I want to see here the deceleration because this reset our patterns. So yeah, if we have here the first candle, the second, we have that already. Then I want to see the third, and then I can place my limit for the fourth tap of this yellow zone for more upside momentum till the daily TP for around 4%, 4.1%. So yeah, we need to have some patience here. Then the next pair is GBPNZD on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, we came here from a clear buying zone. As you can see, we have here also some clear support, resistance, almost a tap, but it just didn't tap it. Then support. So it's a clear buying zone from there. Then I looked to the weekly, because the weekly defines our direction also to look further on the daily. So on the weekly, I saw here a weekly bullish candle close. So that's an indication, okay, the price is having here some difficulties to break this highs here, as you can see. So to break this highs, you have a lot of rejection candles there, but we came from monthly very big buying zone. As you can see, this is a very big impulse to the upside, and we can have that too also. So yeah, and then I saw the weekly bullish candle, which is an indication I can look on the daily because the buyers are sitting there. We have also that small bullish M that can play out here from that institutional candle for more upside momentum, but on the daily we will see it more clearer. So on the daily, what we can see already is we made here that this bullish M here, and then I saw here the same highs, so we can have the same lows, and we rejected from that zone. We have that first touch of the trend line, the second touch, and now the third touch. Very nice to see which is the impulsive one, the third touch of the trend line. So very nice holding there, very nice rejection, daily supply and demand zone acting as resistance, resistance, support, then here some resistance, resistance, support, support again. So a very strong daily supply and demand zone. That's nice to see. And then I went to the 4-hour chart, and what we can see already is if we have here already some deceleration, because this resets are all our patterns if we touch our daily zone of interest. So we have the first candle, second candle, then I want to see the third 4-hour close, and then I will put my limit on this day, on this deceleration zone, this yellow box. And yeah, we can target then the daily TP for around here 4.1%. So we will see what will happen there. Then the next pair, CADJPY. If I go to the monthly chart, I will refresh it, and you can see we had here a very big impulse to the upside. We are now forming that monthly bearish candle, but we need to have still some 3 weeks to go to close this one. So yeah, we need to have here some patience what it will be or which indications it will give us. But what I can already see here is at this monthly highs, we have here a very big selling zone. Sellers coming in, sellers kicking in, here clear support, and also again resistance. So we are sitting at the monthly supply and demand zone. So if I look then to the weekly, on the weekly, we have still that weekly bullish candle close. We are making here some deceleration, which is more riskier for us to take along. But we have that weekly Fibonacci from, so I took it from the low here till the high, and we have that 61.80 rejection, so we can complete a -27. So if I look now to the daily chart, we can see we have here that bullish M. So we have that low, high, higher, low, higher, high, the nice bullish M. So I will draw it again, the bullish M like this for more upside momentum. That's the pattern I want to see on the daily. So what we can see also is we rejected from that shoulder 1 here. This is a shoulder 1, had shoulder 2 here with the nice bullish M, a pattern within a pattern, very nice rejection. As you can see, the liquidity is sitting there. So we can also see we have here again a trend line, the first touch, the second touch, and the third touch here. Very nice buying orders that kicked in from that point. So if I look then to the 4-hour, because the daily is clear for me, I can see here a nice deceleration fake out forming. So we had this low, we had a break, false break of that. Now we make the break of this lower high here. So we had the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We now break it. We have a bullish candle breaking it. So what I can already see right now is if you look on the line chart, we have that shoulder 1 here, this head, possible shoulder 2, because we broke this lower high here. So that's what I can see, and I will place my limit on this shoulder 1 and my stop loss below this wicks here, below that biggest wick here, to play some safe. And this can be a trade for around 6% to the daily TP. So that's nice. We will see what will happen there on this trade. Then the next pair, AUDJPY. So AUDJPY on the monthly chart. we are at a kind of selling zone. If I look on the monthly and I put it this horizontal black line here, you can see we have here a very big impulse from that point as resistance to the downside. So this can be an indication, but it's not the clearest one because we have only one. And yeah, here are some kind of false breaks, support, resistance, resistance here, resistance. Not the clearest things to see there, but this is more obvious, this one, and then the trigger to the downside. So what we can also see is as an indication that we can have here some deceleration of around 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and then the bearish candle that immediately started this month. So that can be an indication. And if I drew my Fibonacci from the low here till the high, like this, minus 68, it got tapped. So that's nice to see that the sellers can kick in. Then the weekly, on the weekly chart, we can see we made here the double top, same highs, and then a possible smaller bearish W. As you can see on the line chart, you will see it more clear. This is the high, low, lower high, lower low, the bearish W for more downside momentum. So yeah, then I look back on the candle chart, and as you can see, we made here a weekly bearish candle close. The only thing we need to be aware of is this inverted and shoulders on the weekly. As you can see, this is the shoulder 1, head shoulder 2 possibly, but it's not convincing enough that this rejected a lot from that zone, because if we had that candle and if that closes very big to the upside, then it's more likely to play out to the upside. But now it's very bearish, and then I want to see a pattern on a daily, and then I want to see what it will give me. So on the daily, what we see is we have that bigger bearish W here, as you can see, the bigger bearish W, and then here the descending trend line with that bearish W here. So I want to see a kind of trade here at this 61.8. So I drew my Fibonacci from the low, from the high to the low here. So I will delete this weekly zone. And what we can see on the 61.8, we had here some clear resistance, support, resistance, false break, support, support, and then resistance here possibly. So if we have a bullish candle close and then here some pattern on the 4-hour, then I am looking to take it. So if I go to the 4-hour now, we can see we need to have some more development of the price, because we are making here that lower high, lower low. We just didn't broke it. We need to have that break for that possible shoulder 1, head shoulder 2 for more upside momentum. So if I go a little bit further and it plays out, so if I take my Fibonacci from the low till the high like this here, and we break it like this, then we pull back like this, then we have a minus 60-80 zone here where the sellers can kick in for more downside momentum. So that's what I can see, what can happen. So we need to wait what will happen. So yeah, then the last one is gold euro. So this is more trickier. If I go on the monthly chart, you can see we made here already a bullish candle. So that's an indication, very nice indication. We hit here clear resistance, became support. If you look on the weekly, it will be more clear. As you can see, this was our resistance and this became support. And we have that impulsive move to the upside and then corrective nature counter to the trend for more upside momentum. So that's nice to see. Very corrective nature, as you can see. Descending channel, it will break out one time, it will break out at some point. But we had that resistance here and now clear support. As you can see, this is a clear weekly support region where the buyers kicking in 1, 2, 3 times in a row. Then we made that weekly bullish candle close. We have that shoulder 1 here, possible head, shoulder 2 here, same lows here, so double bottom, bullish candle close, nice indication. Then I went to the daily chart, and what I can see on the daily chart was that we broke this lower high here. So this was our last lower high, lower low. We broke it. This was our new high. So we made here the shoulder 1, the head, and then here the shoulder 2. And we had here also a kind of bullish a pattern within a pattern for more upside momentum. Okay, so I will delete these drawings, and what I see already is also here a double bottom with a bullish candle close, indication that the bulls are present there. And what I want to see then is a pattern on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we have here a shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, possibly nice between our 61.80 and 78.60 shoulder 1. And if you look here also, we had here some kind of small resistance, support, very nice big liquidity that took here some very nice buy orders, and we had an impulsive move to the upside. So this can happen too if we have here some downside momentum, and then here the push to the upside to the -27 on the 4-hour. So if I drew now my long setup at this institutional candle, shoulder 1, like this, stop loss below this low, like this 8.5, like this stop loss, and then to the daily TP. Like this, it will be a very large daily TP, like this for around 10, very big. But if you can do this like a natural M, same highs here, then possibly same lows, then you can draw it like this, from this high to this low, and then you have the -27 at this selling zone sitting. As you can see, -27 is then sitting at this very nice selling zone and supply and demand zone. As you can see, this is holding as support, resistance, and possibly resistance at this -27 daily. So that's nice to see there. So I will draw this. I will go back to the 4-hour. I will adjust my long, and I will take the round number. It's around 1764. 1764. This will be my daily TP. Okay. Then the shoulder 1 zone I need to draw again, like this. Like this. And yeah, this will be my trade for this upcoming week. So yeah, I hope you have a nice trading week, guys, and I will see you next week. So have a nice trading week. Bye.